Hello and welcome to episode 21 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now the last episode was just chatting to some of our, to Octavia and Ragonga, learning a bit about their background as newly escaped slaves. Now we've got 27 days and 13 hours to do what we'd like. And basically that means we can finish Amiri's quest here. It's going to take 1 day and 2 hours to get down there. A little bit longer actually. Basically a day and a half back. We can also come up here as well, and we might go and finish the Fangbury Cave with a different companion, so we can kill some swarms. Anyway, we're just going to set off in this direction. I bought quite a lot of supplies for because we'll have to rest before we get there. Or we should, because I don't want Amiri to be fatigued.
Adventures.
Yeah, it's all gonna click in. Yeah, so we can just see we've now got 66 days, 5 hours. So we'll rest up, we'll use rations, and we want Amiri's little +1 to damage. Minuscule, but every little helps in this fight.
Amiri, aren't you cold just wearing those hides? They cover almost nothing.
Is it ever cold here? You could walk around naked, bouncing your boobs. My homeland, that's where it's cold. Spit freezes before it hits the ground.
You never know when she's making it up or actually telling the truth. Okay. Random encounter.
To victory!
So, rare to be ambushed like this. What have we got? Bandits. Everyone's awake though. What level are they? Level 1. Ah, embarrassing.
Serves you right. Stand down. This will hurt.
We should gather our strength.
Cut them up, fellas. It's not gonna work. Ah, it's one more.
You offend me. Your time is
Save
over.
Lindsay.
You should have run.
Well, she takes too much damage. Dazed. Should be dead.
Strike.
Yeah, of course everyone's fatigued and some of us are exhausted, but what are you all doing? Come on. Just herding cats, in some case actual cats.
More strength fades.
So they won't have anything good.
I'm listening.
What have we got? Yeah, we will take that composite longbow, free 100 gold, and go back to sleep. There we go. Yeah, random ambushes are either lethal or ineffective. There never seems to be a middle ground, and that happened to be an ineffective one.
How cute!
There we go. Level 1 bandit ambush when you're level 4. But let's get on with fighting Tuskgutter, who's going to be a much greater challenge. In we go. So the hope here is that Amiri can dish out enough damage fast enough that she doesn't collapse. Now, if her health gets low enough, she will call for help, and that doesn't actually affect the story.
Oh, sorry.
But I just like the idea that she can do this herself. Oops, we didn't want bless there, but that's okay.
A simple smile goes a long way. Just
We
let me
wanted
instruct.
heroism.
It's
So
time
we're going to
to
go
act.
as large as possible. We will give her a bit,
Don't hesitate.
Patience.
but
Here I am.
I suspect
See.
with 20 AC or 18 with being in rage, it's not going to help. What we're really relying on is this 23 strength plus the rage bonus. So let's see. So here we are. The monster is here, and now I'll tear him apart. Yes, just watch me. And if we say anything, she'll tell us to stop interrupting her. So wait for her to continue. There's a custom where I'm from. A boy kills a monster in front of the elders to prove he's a man. In our tribe, girls don't get no initiation at all, so I arranged my trial myself, like the songs about Cowgirl the Orphan. I downed a cave lion in a single combat. Here, see the scars I got in that battle? And you know what my elders did after I threw the lion skin at their feet? Let's just wait, because neither of these are true. They laughed in my face. They said I scratched my belly myself, and I hired some man to kill the lion for me in trade for ugh. Later, they agreed my initiation, of course. They had no choice, but yeah. Anyway, must you really slay him in single combat? It'll take our whole party to bring this Tuskgutter down. Yeah. And we're right there. It does take a whole party to take Tuskgutter down. Oh, I think I've forgotten to cast Blur, which might make this yeah. No Blur means yeah. Tuskgutter almost always wins initiative against against Amiri, so yeah, we'll see. And it does big damage, so rage on. And just hope we don't get any critical misses. And that our bites hit home. Okay, we've got it. That big hit. And a miss. Rolled a 4, yeah. So there we go. Even without Blur. She's going to be quite happy. What do you say? See me in action? I almost chopped its head off. And Lindsay's quite impressed, so that's good. And that's it. Trial done. Well, and yeah, this is our first companion quest. Very simply done. And even Valerie's impressed. So yeah, we're gonna. So why did you want to kill this monster? You passed the test, but when you were in your tribe, didn't you? And she gets a bit embarrassed, and effectively she's seeing herself as a newcomer to our tribe, and so she's bringing a monster's hide. And it's a bit of a shame, actually, that this fight is so difficult, because most people coming here will either really overlevel it, or if you try to do this at level 2 or 3, Amiri will not be able to do what the dialogue is actually sort of saying is going on. Anyway, I'm honoured you consider me part of a new tribe. Just a bit more. Yeah, so she's a bit tongue-tied. There's issues about her insecurity and perhaps her boastfulness here. Anyway, she thinks we've got a true chief's heart, which is very nice of her. And this is key. She wants us to find another monster, and this is the next part of her companion quest, is an even bigger monster, which we will find. But if you didn't know where this monster is, you could wander around all over the place not really knowing where to go, because it's not very well signposted. Nobody would ever dare say Amiri isn't a warrior. No, indeed. So we're going to grab Tuskgutter's head, which we'll present back to Oleg. And this is quite valuable. Boar's pelt and some meat. Delicious tenderloin there. And there's also a body here, which has got a wand of fine traps and a Roslandic coin. So, wand of fine traps is not that important. And we'll grab some honey. Delicious honey. This you can sort of see. Disgusting swamp, Tuskgutter's lair. It just seemed to hang out in a patch of grass in the middle of a swamp. And Is it's a sort of, is boar, has it been eating very large things? Anyway, I could just, maybe I'll, so we can see there, it's a level 5 animal, or it was. 74 hit points. We can't see its offense, but basically you can guess with 27 strength. That's the reason why it was doing some serious damage to Amiri. So that's the last quest in the act. Done. All we've got left to do now is to head back, which we will do. However, there's just a little bit more. That since we should still have, a few more days, we're gonna trial a different companion. And that is Octavia, who we haven't used. And we're gonna go back to Fangbury Cave. And we will...
we set up camp.
How do you say? We'll kill the nasty swarms that I've been talking about for a while, and we'll use Octavia to do that. So first, let's go turn in Olag's
This is my time
Tuskgutter
to shine.
quest. So where are you, Olag? Here we go. Show me your wares. Definitely don't click that top one. Offer a little bit of vendor stuff. And Tuskgutter is dead. You could mount his head on the wall as a trophy. And that's one heck of a base. one heck of a beast. Anyway, the head goes to old Bison, and his bounty goes to you. It's rewarded rubbish. A masterwork longbow. Well, I guess it's 100 gold. But, killing Tuskgutter was not easy. But we get experience and we get gold. So anyway, farewell. And we can just go talk to Amiri here. And what's on your mind? So have you proven yourself to be a mighty warrior? Basically, yes. And so I'm the chieftain of your new tribe. What do you expect of me? And tribe always must have plenty of food. Tribe's enemies must be tough, not some easy scum. Tribe's fighters must challenge the strongest enemies. Good stuff, Amiri. So let's go ahead and level up Octavia here. And we can see that she is Rogue 1, Wizard 1, because she's basically set up to go into Arcane Trickster. So we need to take the correct skills here. So we need Trickery 4, Mobility 4, and Knowledge Arcana 4, which means that we should be able to go into this prestige class as soon as possible. Now, unfortunately, due to the way Kingmaker is set up, you can't actually click on these to see what they are going to do. But the other key thing is we need Sneak Attack too. So we'd either have to take multiple levels of Rogue to get there, or we can take a feat that will give us a second level of Sneak Attack. So Trickery, Mobility, and Knowledge Arcana into Wizard. Trickery, Mobility, Knowledge Arcana, and that gives us 1 point left, which we can shove in Stealth there. We could put it in Knowledge World, which would mean that we could use Octavia as a cook, but let's put it in Stealth for now. Since we're going to be bumping her intelligence, she will get additional free points when we push that up. So abilities, we're going to get this level 3 feat, and we're going to take Accomplished Sneak Attacker. This will increase our sneak die by 1. So you can see she's got 1 sneak die, 1d6. So that'll give us 2d6. Of course, because we don't have precise shot and point blank shot, her attacks will be her ranged attacks are not going to be hitting as often. We can learn some spells, and there's nothing all that important at this level. We've already got what we want basically. She's a transmutation specialist, so we might as well take some transmutation spells. But because she's a wizard, we'll be able to fill out the whole spell book from scrolls. And there we go. And we take next level, and we'll bump intelligence up, and we'll just go same skills. And then because we've gone up intelligence by 1, we get some additional skills anyway, which we can put into knowledge world, and more spells here. So we basically we're going to take sense vitals because this will allow us to boost the number of sneak attacks, and we are going to take Scorching Ray as well because it's good to be able to blast. She is a ranged blaster, and that's what we're going to build her towards. So, and there we go. So let's go into her spellbook and get rid of all this rubbish and fill it up with snowballs. And level 2, there we go. We don't know a transmutation spell, but we might just be able to learn something. So this is a little bit tedious, but you can go through the whole spell book to pick out the ones which you can cast first of all, and see whether you can learn them. Because of course I can't remember what's in the spell book. See, we had a Scorching Ray, so we could have taken something a bit more useful. Oh well, that's just poor planning for you. Learn Stone Skin. And yeah. In fact, she had one right there as well. We'll hang on to them because they will come in handy. We're not really going to be using her bow because we'll get sneak attacks on through other means.
I'll share my path.
So off we go to pick up 2 more things in our 4 days and 16 hours. I just put various bits and pieces in the stash because I'm just storing them for later. Probably said it already, but I just really like this portrait. Just Harem looks great. This flail thing, this is not a real weapon. There's no evidence that flails like that were ever really used, because I mean, if you imagine trying to swing that, it just wouldn't work. Let me just check spells. How are we doing? Yes, we will be able to do this. This is Oak That Strayed, and there's a piece of the final piece of a set we've been building, a set of story artifacts, is located here, and it's located right in the corner, so it's a little bit unexpected, easy to miss. There's also a really tough enemy, a insane Dryad, but Kitty here can come and grab this. Restovic Sorceress's Discharge Staff, and if you now look in our inventory, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's actually sort by type there. There's all 5 of them, so we can cash them in immediately come the beginning of chapter 2, which is really good. That's basically the last collectible, unless obviously I've probably missed some coins and some tokens of the Dryad. It's very difficult to keep track of all of them, but hopefully I haven't missed too many. So
A sweet smile,
let's
a
just
gentle voice, and kind
set
words
this.
will help me win their hearts. And if that fails, I'll use my sharp nails instead.
So what we're going to do is we're going to buff up Valerie with some heart. It's unusual to be buffing Valerie. But we're gonna pinch her shield away, so we're doing more damage. We're gonna get the cat.
The end draws near.
The end draws near.
And Lindsay was called forth.
I'm always ready.
Reminds me. An empty spell, but we'll take Fairy Fire to deal with some invisible stuff. Maybe another one of them. And we'll take Cat's Grace because that means we can buff the cat even more. That'll be +2 to hit and +2 damage, which is very
I won't let you
good.
down.
Here,
So
give the order.
let's go fight this insane Dryad in the cheesiest way possible.
As you order.
So here she is. Level 7 Druid, level 6 Fae, 67 XP, 73 HP. Poor AC, but damage reduction 5. And the worst thing is she is a Dryad. Sorry, she is a Druid.
Here.
And
Everywhere I go,
as a Druid,
the
she will be able
pole
to
hangs over
cast
everything.
You can count on me.
some quite unpleasant spells. Unfortunately, our Scorching Ray has a short range, and we don't have a wand of reach.
Patience.
Whereas Bone Shaker can go a bit further.
Was lost in
Don't
cold.
want turn base. So she
I am
is
yours to command.
going to attempt to cast Spike Stones, which is a
I am your shield.
really quite painful spell, because it means that when you move or just staying in the area, you take damage. So the hope here is
Don't hesitate.
we might be able to trip her, and if not,
Justice awaits us.
we might just be able to kill her quickly.
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the
Oh.
Illustrious?
I see, messed up.
I'm
Okay,
listening.
right. 1,
Lindsay the Great?
2,
The end draws near.
3,
Ready and willing.
Attack.
Consider me provoked. What troubles you?
singing. The others, just leave them to it. So, okay, so we've interrupted Spikestone's cast. You can only do this in real time with pause, because of course in turn-based there's no spell interruption at all. It's one of the great advantages of real time with pause is,
That hurt.
well, that was easy, I guess. One of the great advantages of real time with pause is spell interruption, which I think is a I don't think it makes sense just to be for everyone to take their sequential turns and there to be no, consequence to the fact that while you're casting, somebody can just run over and try and stab you and maybe get in the way. So that interrupt
The
mechanism
dangers don't
is
frighten
just
me.
one I really, really like. And that's been a staple of CRPGs for, Baldur's Gate had that
decree we
interrupt
set up camp.
mechanism, and you could attempt to interrupt casters, often very effectively, with something like elemental damage. So, time is 63 days and 22 hours. Off we go to Fangry.
I need to catch my breath.
My strength fades.
Yeah, time for a nap, and this will be the last one before we turn in the quest. Rations, rations, rations. And we're not actually going to do any cooking, so here we go. Begin rest.
You know,
And it's-
sometimes I try to imagine what it's like to be like you. A knight in shining armor and the Queen of Hearts, all rolled into one. Your life is like a novel.
From a distance, it looks like a blessing, does it not?
There we go. So hopefully I'll be able to showcase a bit of what Octavia has to offer here. Because she's got a lot to offer. I don't have her in my party at the moment because I've had a Mary for the quest, and because having a Mary for the Stag Lord's fort was really quite useful. I just made the decision that I would use her. Also, if I'd remembered to bring rations to the Stag Lord's fort, I had intended to do a Mary's quest, Tuskgutter on the way back. It didn't work out that way. But yeah, so this room here has got 3 swarms in it. Sort this out. There we go. And swarms aren't that dangerous to us at this stage. The main problem is actually doing damage to them. And we can do acid damage through the cat, and we can do scorching ray damage to them, and we can do acid splash damage as well.
Is there trouble?
But what we can't do is smack them with our sword. There are also some regular spiders, so it's worth being a little bit careful here. We'll buff up the people who can actually do some damage here. Better chance to hit. Not going to get hit by regular spiders. More chance to hit regular spiders. And
weapons, spells,
no time for idling.
Poisons. The art of killing is so diverse
What have we
these
missed?
days.
Nothing.
A shame one life is not enough to master them all. We should move.
right, let's see what we got. Spiders, spider swarm there. Level 2 vermin and greater giant spider. Come on.
Their life ends here.
AI off, please. So let's take down the regular stuff first. And the aim here is to just scorching ray them. There we go. 20 damage. I'll take that. She also can get sneak attacks in, and maybe we'll just stop attacking in the hope that we can do this. But right, okay, now can't do it because it's got to have somebody else attacking at the same time. But yeah, so scorching ray and acid splash will also work. And acid more there. Hold 2 damage. Okay, that's 1 done.
You can't stop me.
Onwards.
There. And I guess you can shoot at them, but not with daze.
This will hurt. Stay behind.
So you see, it's quite hard to see, but 0 immune, but 2 from acid more. So there, we are able to damage them with our acid teeth. Oh, they're immune to snowball, aren't they? No, I can't remember actually. Let's fire some more since we missed.
Let us strike as one.
Acid,
Stand down.
might as well kill there.
You should have run.
And that's it. Spider swarms done. It's even more satisfying to come and just drop a fireball on them, but we haven't quite got there yet. And this is our reward. This Orc Double Axe +1, a weapon we can't use. But I guess you could maybe, if you can't even make Ragonga use it as in. I don't think there's an effective way to get a Magus using a dual wielding. It just takes away everything they that makes them good, having them dual wield, since you need to invest a lot of feats as well. An orc double-bladed axe is a single weapon, but it works as a dual wielding, like a gnome hooked hammer. So I'm just going to travel back to Oleg's, and we'll pause the. In fact, there's no need to keep the video, so I'm going to pause the video here, and see you in the next one.